Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Comedy Sports! Have we got an exciting matchup for you tonight? Your Milwaukee Sparklers versus your Milwaukee Dendrites. First up for the Dendrites at offensive half-wit Deborah. The evidence is circumstantial. Over at wide punster, Julie Ferris of them all, Tillman. At the dry humor position and captain of the Dendrites, Michael Kitty Cat Kittleson. Now I'd like to introduce your Sparklers. Over at right corner smirk, Live and Let Die Schursel. At defensive lip-off, Alicia All Better Altstetter. And at quarter brain and captain of the Sparklers, Sarah Craig Korn, and I don't care. And finally, your referee for tonight's matchup, Mark the Biscuit Redlick. Please enjoy the show.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another virtual extravaganza of a Comedy Sports match this Friday night. For those of you who haven't seen Comedy Sports before, what you're about to see are two different teams competing in Comprov. That means audience-based suggestion games and scenes. So what you need to do is give us suggestions, which we will base all of our games and scenes around. So we're going to warm you guys up right away. I want you to get that chat window open and start typing in your favorite color in the chat. And after you've typed in your favorite color, then I want you to type in your favorite movie into the chat. So your favorite color and then your favorite movie. What we're gonna do is we're gonna check in with our field manager, who will then relay those suggestions to us, and we will base our scenes around those suggestions. Right now, those first two are just for a warm up, but we're gonna check in with FM here and see what's been coming in. FM, what is the audience's favorite color?
Oh, well, Sue gave us the answer to both her favorite color and favorite movie. She says the color purple.
Covers both.
Yes. We also have Red Sonja by Lisa and Blue by Peggy. And
Right.
Carlson gives us Goonies.
All right, so got a lot of favorite colors and favorite movies in there. Whatever grabs FM's attention and he relays to us, that's what we're going to base our scene or game around for the evening. Now, since this is a competition, this is competitive team Comprov, what that means is there will be some fouls that may happen during the course of this evening's match. It is my job as the referee to acquaint you with those fouls before we proceed. Now, the first foul that can be called at Comedy Sports is the infamous brown bag foul. Everybody do that with me. Put your hands up over your head. Here we go. The brown bag foul. Very good. I felt that all the way over here. The brown bag foul occurs when one of the players who's on your screen says something that is lewd, crude, lascivious, downright dirty, but most importantly, it is out of context with the rest of the scene. Now, the key phrase is out of context. Comedy Sports is a family show. We want to try and challenge ourselves and keep the jokes from the waist up. So if I see or hear anything that I deem to be overtly poopy, the offending player will have to wear a brown paper bag over his or her head for the remainder of that game or scene, and that player's team then loses 1 point. That's the brown bag foul. The second foul that can be called at Comedy Sports is the infamous groaner foul. Everybody, choke yourself or whoever's nearby. Here we go. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, the groaner foul. Very good. You can let go of the other people now. The groaner foul occurs when one of the players who's on the playing field says something that basically amounts to a bad pun. It insults your comedy intelligence. It is the worst dad joke you have ever heard, and it causes you to audibly and collectively groan. Now, since we don't know that you're audibly groaning wherever you are, you guys need to type into the chat groan. If our field manager starts seeing a bunch of groans coming through, he's going to know that collectively you thought that was a bad dad joke or a bad pun, and he's going to relay that information to me. We will call the groaner foul, and then at the end of the scene, the offending player will have to apologize to you, the audience, for making you groan. I'll then ask you by an applause vote, or a vote in the chat, actually, if you accept or decline that player's apology. If you guys decline the apology, then that player's team loses 1 point. Now, by way of example, let's check in with Mr. Dr. Voice. I keep missing your credentials. Dr. Voice, can you give us an example of the groaner foul?
Of course I can, Mark. The other day, a bunch of salads, they came to my house and were knocking on my front door. I asked these salads, what do you want? And they kept saying, let us in.
That just hurts. All right. So hopefully you guys are typing in groan right in the chat right now, because that was horrible. That was terrible. And a perfect example of the groaner foul. So if we see that groaning coming from you guys, then we'll know a groaner foul has been committed and force the player to apologize. That's really all the fouls I will explain. Any other fouls I will make up as I go along, since I'm drunk with power and Jim Beam. So to start this evening's match, we're going to welcome both captains to center field. On your screen, give a wave of the fingers, a round of applause, show your appreciation in the chat for our two captains. Captains to center field, please. All right, Captain Kittleson, Captain Craig, Captain Kittleson, please do like a virtual high five so I know that you guys respect each other and the rules of Comedy Sports and Comprov Incorporated. Now, since I don't have a coin for the coin toss because it's virtual and virtual coin flips just kind of suck, I'm going to ask you guys for a series of questions. Actually, let's do this. A series of questions. Whoever gets the first question correct will win the face-off challenge. Captain Craig, I want a number between 1 and 10. What is it?
8.
No. Captain Kittleson, a letter of the alphabet.
G.
No. Captain Craig, a state starting with the letter C.
Connecticut.
Nope. Captain Kittleson, the captain of the state starting with the letter C. Capital, I'm sorry.
The capital. That would be Sacramento.
No. Let's see. Captain Craig, my shoe size.
14.
That is correct. All right. So you have won the face-off challenge. You now get to challenge Captain Kittleson and the Dendrite team to any game of your devising.
I want to remind everyone to call their grandma, so I think we should play Gramophone.
Okay, you've been challenged to a game of Gramophone. Do you accept?
I do.
All right, very good. You guys can return to your virtual dugouts at this point. For the game of Gramophone, what's going to happen is we're going to start with a player up here on the playing field, and they will be talking to their grandma. They will be acting like they're talking to their grandma on a phone call. Now, at some point during that talk, another player is going to pop up. The player who's talking to grandma is going to endow the incoming player with a series of attributes. All right, they're going to base those attributes on your initials. So what you need to do right now is type in your first and last initials into the chat. Just keep typing them in even after we get the first round, because we're going to go through several sets of initials. So for example, if you used my initials, MR, somebody could say, hang on, grandma, I've got to hand the phone off to this masticating rodent. And then the player coming on would have to act as a masticating rodent and continue talking to grandma as that character until the next player pops up, in which case, again, the player who's talking gets to endow the next player. That's how the game is played. If it's confusing, it'll all make sense as you watch and we go along. Now, we're going to let this game last for about 4 to 5 minutes. At the end of 5 minutes, we're going to call time and we're going to come to you guys, and you guys will determine which team receives 5 points for the round. We need you to vote red or blue right away when the scene is called. You can start voting red or blue, and Dr. Voice and our field manager will be monitoring those votes, and they will try and collectively tally between the two of them which team got more votes in the chat. The team with the greatest number of votes will receive 5 points and be in better standing going into our next round. So that's how the game is played. We need our first player at the ready, and let's check in with FM. What's our first set of initials?
Ooh, our first set of initials are BC. BC.
All right, so our first set of initials are BC. We have our first player, Deborah Stencil, up here. Players, everybody, are you ready?
Yes.
Begin.
No, Grandma, I'm not that kind of doctor. I can't help you with your sciatica. Okay. Oh, you know what, Grandma? There's a boring conjugator here to talk to you.
Grandma, hi. I think you should know that when you use the word can and not together, it's can't. Oh, Grandma, I'm sorry. We have a big carrier pigeon here for you.
Got a note. Don't have thumbs. Got a note. You gotta get it. Okay, the note says it's time to talk to a boomeranging cymbal player.
Grandma! Yes, it's me! Long time no talk! I'm in a band in Australia! Oh, sorry, Grandma! It's our budget collaborator!
Hi, I noticed there was something going on with your budget. You're actually over. I did want to reach out and just, throw a few ideas out there, piggyback off of you. I do want to work with you and not against you, but you seem to be working against me. Oh, you know what? Hold on just a minute.
Hang on. I'd like to interrupt, and we're going to get a new set of initials for our players. So, FM, what's our next set of initials?
Oh, Carlson gave us MZ.
MZ from Carlson. I didn't think that began with an M. All right, continue.
Grandma, hold on just a moment. It's a maximizing zebra. It's a maximizing zebra. Hold on.
Grandma, yep, I'm making the most of my black and white today. That's right. I'm showing off all my stripes, and I'm getting up to the closeness of the bars at the zoo so that everyone can see me first. That's right. I like to go over the top. Oh, hang on, Grandma. There is a magnificent zoologist that would like to speak with you.
Hello, grandmother. You know that you are part of the genus primate. Yes. Sure, works for me. Hey, Grandma, there's a magnanimous zygote here to talk to you.
Grandma, I'm just a little baby. I'm not even no fingers or toes. I just became like two things put together. What? Oh, okay. Don't worry. I have a mad zapper on the phone for you.
Hey, Grandma. I'm just like catching bugs like mad over here, Grandma. You should come to my house. There are no flies anywhere.
Let's get another set of initials here. Another set of initials, FM?
Yeah, put you on hold.
Amy gave us AL.
AL are our initials. AL. Continue.
Grandma, someone's here to talk to you. It is amazing, Linda. And boy, does she have something to say.
Grandma, it's me, your favorite, Linda. I know I have so many nieces and nephews. It's great. I can't believe. Oh, wait, Grandma. I have to go do something even more amazing. Here is an adorable Labrador.
I got a ball today. I sniffed a butt today. Hold on. It's an actual loser.
Yep, that's right, Grandma. I'm the real thing. I came in last in every race today, and I lost everything on the stock market, and I'm for real. I am. Hang on, Grandma. There's an annoying leprechaun that wants to talk to you.
Aha! 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 Howdy, Grandma. Yes, I have some gold, but you can't have it. No. Oh, hold on. There's an
One more set of initials. Hang on. One more set of initials, please.
Yes, we got JH.
JH. Players continue.
Oh, hey there, Grandma. There's a jumping
Grandma! Sorry, that's just my favorite thing to say all the time. Yeah. Woo! Oh, Grandma, I'm sorry to cut us off, but I have a Jamaican hose.
Grandma. Oh, Mom, it's so wet. Oh, Grandma, I need you to talk to this jesting hairdresser.
Hey! I think you'd look good with an updo. Kidding. I'm kidding. It's not prom. I'm thinking. I'm saying.
Hey, that is time for the game of Gramophone by both teams. And give them both a round of applause, a wave of the fingers, show your appreciation in the chat. You guys should be voting right away, right now. Which team do you think did a better job in the round of Gramophone? Either the red team that's wearing red or the blue team that's wearing blue. You can tell them because they're color-coded. So write red or blue. That'll be much shorter than sparkler or dendrite to type into the chat. And we're going to give you a few seconds to tally up the votes. I was just glad that the hose was obviously a garden hose in that game. So that was just an important distinction I wanted to make there. And let's check in with our field manager and Dr. Voice. Do we have a consensus?
Oh, not yet. The votes are just starting to come in. People are finishing up and joining.
Dr. Voice here. Dr. Voice, do you have any special announcements for us?
Special announcement, you say? Why, of course. If the music would have played, I would have kept going, but it stopped. How weird. We have all sorts of special announcements, like our Facebook page. You can head over to facebook.com and look for CSZ Milwaukee, and then you'll get all sorts of updates on what we're doing. It'll be a great time to learn about upcoming events like these virtual shows or the possibility of non-virtual shows. It would be so very, very exciting if you went to Facebook and followed us there.
All right, so head over to Facebook, not right now, but after the show, and join our page or our group or be our friend. I'm not sure how it works anymore on Facebook, but stay in touch with us through social media because we will be coming back to in-person shows sometime in the future. We just don't know when, and we want you to be there when we do. So let's check in with FM again. FM, do we have a consensus now?
Why, FM handed that over to me.
Dr. Voice!
That's all right. He handed it over to me, and by wild popular vote of all the people watching, your Sparklers have won. Oh.
Sparklers. So the Sparklers receive 5 points. Dr. Voice, what is that score? I forgot it already.
Now the score is 5 for the Sparklers and 0 for the Dendrites. Because the Sparklers just got 5 points, you see.
I see. I get it now. Thank you very much, Dr. Voice. And thank you to our FM as well for keeping things going and getting those votes over to you. Now we're going to welcome the captain of the Sparkler team up here, Captain Craig. Welcome to center field.
Well, you have to give me
Thank you.
one moment there, Mark. Our camera's got a little messed up, so we need some fix the camera music. Oh, I just really like this song.
Yeah.
I blame modern technology. Am I right?
You're not wrong, that's for sure.
Just making sure that people can see Mark as he's talking.
You know, that's not necessarily required. You can hear me, and that's really enough of me in a lot of ways. Don't want to overwhelm their senses.
Absolutely. I understand completely.
Yeah, to see and hear, and then like the next thing is smell, and that's where it goes totally off the rails.
Well, how do you think people would feel about half of you? Because that's about what I can get at this exact moment.
That's great. I'll just come over. Nope, this half. There we go.
That's the correct half.
Better half.
All right, so I'm going to stay over here. Let's welcome the captain of the Sparklers to our virtual center field, if we can.
Let's see.
Captain Craig, can we bring her up? Yes.
Oh, there's the
all right.
Sparkler, but we lost.
Craig, welcome
Ooh.
to center field. They get all of you. They get parts of me. I have to keep readjusting where I am in my room to stay in frame here. So, Captain Craig, you get to choose how you'd like your game chosen in the round of choose.
I think that we would like to play the very fun game of Pile on Replay, please.
Pile on Replay. Woo! All right. So for the game of Pile on Replay, what I need from you guys in the chat, first of all, give me the occupation of somebody in your family other than yourself. Let's get hopefully an unusual or more obscure occupation from you guys. There we go. All right. And so let's get that right away. And then right after that, I'm going to need a series of different endowments. So I also want you to type in an emotion, if you will. Let's get a foreign dialect or accent. And then let's get either a theater or movie style. I'll take either of those, whichever grabs FM's attention. So an emotion, an accent, and a theater or movie style. Get those started in the chat as well. But let's check in with FM. Do we have that occupation?
Oh, we certainly do. We've got a grave digger from Brandon.
All right. A grave digger is what we are going to base a 1-minute scene around. Now, the reason the Sparklers are only going to do a scene for 1 minute is that you will be seeing the same scene replayed in these different endowments, which you guys are still writing in the chat right now. So first, we need to see that 1-minute setup scene done by the Sparkler team. So Sparklers, you have a grave digger, approximately 1 minute. Are you ready?
Yes!
Then begin.
You know,
What?
no one digs a hole quite like you do, Liv. I'm filling out your 3-month review here, and I'm going to give you nothing but really good marks.
Awesome. You know, I felt like, man, if I could just dig holes until the day I die, that'd be perfect. And then I don't have to go anywhere. It's good because I don't have a car.
You know, I'm going to give you my car because you're doing such a great job. I'm going to go get it right now, and I'm going to let you just have it for free.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll see you later.
Right.
Oh, my mom never lets me have her car, but today's the day that I'm just going to the mall. Oh, crud. Mom, I'm taking the car to the mall today.
Oh, no, you're not. I'm giving the car away today.
What? Because I've never dug a hole in my life and now you're punishing me?
That's right. You are the worst.
Okay. We're going to end that scene with "that's right." All right. So that is time for our setup scene. And now let's check in with FM. We needed an emotion, we needed an accent, and we needed a theater or movie style. What did you find, FM? What have our audience given us?
Oh, we've got a lot of fun things. Let's take the first one with Lisa giving us an emotion of frantic.
Frantic. All right. So we have the emotion of frantic, and our accent
is Russian.
Russian. All right. So frantic, Russian, and then a theater or movie style.
Well, I thought we could combine a couple of them for the last replay.
All right.
It could be fun. Sue gave us musical while Amy gave us shadow puppetry. So we would do a shadow puppetry musical.
Okay. So we have frantic, we have Russian, and we have a shadow puppet musical. This is going to be interesting. So Captain Craig, which replay will you be doing first? You must replay in one of those 3 categories. Which one are you going to do first?
I think we'll become frantic right off the bat.
All right. So the same scene done as a frantic scene. Players, are you ready?
Yes!
Begin.
Come on, come on, come on, come
gonna just dig until I'm dead, and then you know what? I'm not going anywhere, okay? Because I don't even have a car.
You know what? Your 3-word review is so good. I'm just gonna give you the car. Wait right here. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh!
I'm so uncool. Because I never walk around a mall. Because I live too far to walk there. I'm taking the car to... Oh, crud.
You're not taking the car anywhere because today is the day. I'm giving it away.
What? Giving it to your best friend, the hole digger, and not your child?
That's right. And I need to have more children. Ones who can dig holes better than you.
Well,
All right, and that is time. That is time for our frantic scene. Now, we're going to keep doing the same scene in frantic, but we're going to pile on another one of those endowments. Which one are you going to do, Captain Craig, along with frantic?
Russian.
All right, so they are now all frantic Russian characters in the scene. Players, begin.
Levisky, your hole digging is not fast enough.
Bah! I am digging holes as fast as I can. I will dig, and I will dig until I am dead, and then I will lay in a hole and go nowhere because I have no car, I have no life, all I have is the holes.
I have riding lawnmower. I give it to you. I'll be back.
oh, that woman never let me drive because all I do is drink vodka. Because I like it. Get off my back, Mom. Oh, God.
You are disappointment. You go to the gulag. I never give you anything again.
That's also a hole, Mom. Get off the whole thing. It's over and played out.
I am very disappointed in you.
Well, I am going to therapy to talk about that.
That's good.
I thought so.
Okay, it's time for our frantic Russian therapy scene. All right, and we're going to add now onto that shadow puppet musical. So this is going to be a frantic Russian shadow puppet musical, as if there's any other kind. Really? So, players, begin.
I am giving you your review. You must do better now.
Oh, I am the best at holes. I will dig and dig until I'm dead.
Hold it. I am not pleased. I will go and get you a helicopter.
A helicopter?
Yes.
This helicopter is automatic. It's systematic. It's hydromatic. And yes, me, Olga, will drive it. Ha ha!
Doctor, you will not drive anything today. I am giving away all the machinery quickly.
It's too late because there's a gas shortage because I have taken all of it.
She's taking all of it. She's taking all of it. There is a gas shortage because she's taking all of it. Woo!
I'm filling hole with gasoline.
Okay, that is time for our pile-on replay, the frantic Russian shadow puppet musical, closing it out. And let's give a wave of the fingers, a round of applause, show your appreciation in the chat for the Sparkler team. They did an excellent job with some very, very difficult suggestions, but I love the suggestions that you guys have been giving us. So excellent job for you guys as well. Keep that scene in mind. You're gonna see a different scene now done by the Dendrite team for the round of choose. Captain Kittleson, come to center field, please, and tell me what game you choose for the round of choose.
For the game that I chose for the round of choose, I'm going to choose 3 rooms.
Choicely made. All right, so the game is 3 rooms. Now, for the game of 3 rooms, the Dendrites will be performing for you 3 different scenes that each take place in their own environment, which we are short-terming as rooms here. So first, For the first room, give me an actual physical location, all right? It can be like a room in the house. It can be a specific place you would find on a map. Let's get a very specific location, though. Make it as specific as you can. For the second room, let's try and get a type of environment. So something like maybe a jungle or something like that. So a type of environment that you might come across. And for the third location, give me a wild card, just any type of thing that tickles your fancy, that you think it might be fun to see a scene based around that. We will make that our third room environment. Now, as I said, we're going to see 3 different scenes, each taking place in that different location. So each taking place in its own location. Each will consist of 2 of the Dendrite players. Now, at a certain point during the scene, I will blow the whistle and repeat the last line that was just said. That last line, we're going to switch to a new environment, and that last line will be the first line in the next environment. All right, so they must justify that line in the context of their new environment and their brand new scene. And they will keep going like that until we switch to the next room and I blow the whistle again and we use the last line from that scene as the first line in the next scene. And we'll keep revolving through the rooms until we've used about 3 to 4 minutes of time. At the end of the game, we're gonna call time, and right away, I'm gonna ask you guys to start voting in the chat, red or blue. Which team's scene did you prefer in the round of choose? Either red for the pylon replay or blue for the game of 3 rooms. Once again, FM and Dr. Voice will collaborate to tally up the votes, and one of them will relay it to me, probably Dr. Voice again, because I think that's the direction we go, and I just am too dumb to remember it. So let's check in with FM now and see what we have for our 3 different environments.
Oh, for sure. Well, for our first environment, Carlson gave us Chill on the Hill.
All right, so we're at the Chill on the Hill.
Yes.
Hopefully everybody knows what that is. If you don't, it just means you don't live in Bayview, I guess.
That is true. And Sue gave us Disco.
Disco, okay. So a disco for our second environment.
And lastly, our suggestion is going to be a bathtub.
Bathtub. That will be an interesting 2-person scene. All right, so we have Chill on the Hill, we have a disco, and we have a bathtub. So, Captain Kittleson, which environment are you going to start in?
We are going to start at Chill on the Hill.
All right, going to start at Chill on the Hill, and then we'll go in that order then. Chill on the Hill, our next scene will be in the disco, and the third scene will be in the bathtub. Which 2 players are going to begin?
Julie and myself.
All right, so we are starting at Chill on the Hill. Dendrites, are you ready for the game of 3 rooms?
Yes!
Begin!
Honey, this has been such a great 10-year anniversary. You know, the hill, the chilling. Was this it?
Honey, the bands haven't even started yet. We're going to lay here on this ouchy, scratchy blanket and listen to a cover band.
Yeah, I just feel like that's great. I love that for you, and I love that your brother's band is playing. But I wanted this to be about us.
I wanted this to be about us. Let's switch to the disco. I wanted this to be about us. Cheers. Begin.
I wanted this to be about us, but you've got me out there dancing all by myself, Michael.
Listen, if you're gonna get noticed in the 70s in this industry, you're gonna have to be center of attention on that dance floor, Deb.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just go boogie my shoes off then.
As your manager and your secret lover, I want you to be number 1 in this biz.
Okay.
Number 1 in this biz, my heart.
Then I would go back to the floor and dance my tuchus off. You sure you don't want to come with me?
I'm very sure.
Sure you don't want to come with me in the bathtub? You sure you don't want to come with me? Begin.
Are you sure you don't want to come with me? The Bath Expo is my favorite expo.
Oh, I do love a good expo, but the water's so warm.
I didn't want to tell you this till we got there, but I got us special tickets to sit in the jacuzzi at center stage.
Shut your face.
Shut your face.
Shut your face. I am not signing those divorce papers.
Well, my brother in the crappy cover band says you have to.
You always listen to family over me. Just because I don't have any siblings whatsoever. You throw that in my face.
Mm-hmm. You just don't know how to share.
You know, I'm glad we're back at home now because it would be embarrassing to do this at Chill on the Hill. And I'm glad.
Be embarrassing to do this at Chill on the Hill.
It would be embarrassing to do this at Chill on the Hill, my manager lover man.
If you can't do it at Chill on the Hill, if you can't do it on that dance floor, if you can't do it right here, my heart, then what are we doing?
But I'm on roller skates.
You are on roller skates and you look fabulous.
I know.
I want to hear you say something nice about yourself right now.
I have the best manager, secret lover man in the world.
Well, thank you. That's about me, though. That's about me. I want to hear something about you, Deb.
Okay. I have great rhythm and look good in spandex and a tube top.
Yes! Say it with pride.
Say it with pride. Say it with pride.
Say it with pride, honey. I own the best jacuzzi ever made.
I own the best jacuzzi ever made. It's true.
That's great. True. The neighbors are going to love us.
They are going to love us. Get in here. Sit on that spout. It is amazing.
Oh, refreshing.
Yes. Yes. You know, this jacuzzi does more than jacuzzi.
Ooh, I knew it had many features. What's going to be the best one for us tonight?
Well, I mean, it doesn't travel through time because that would be derivative, but it does make bread.
Perfect. I love a little splash and sourdough on a Saturday.
I love a little splash and sourdough on a Saturday.
You know, I love a little splash and sourdough on a Saturday. Now that things are rekindled between us.
I have popped our post-fight champagne, dear.
Oh, I've already poured myself a glass of water. I'll put that down.
I'll put that down.
I'll put that down, and I'll put you down. My manager, ex-secret, very good friend.
You can't put me down.
I'm gonna go off with Bob Wagner and Natalie Wood. They're taking me on a little boat trip.
Oh no.
Bob Wagner? Boat trip? That sounds dangerous.
Sounds dangerous.
That sounds dangerous. I don't think we should put the bread maker out here.
Okay, I mean, you know, it's your house.
It's our house. It's our jacuzzi. And
it's our insurance liability.
Okay, that's time for the game of 3 rooms by the Dendrite team. Wave your fingers, give them a round of applause, show your appreciation in the chat. Now you've seen both Excellent games. Red for the Sparklers and the Pylon replay. Blue for the Dendrites and the game of 3 rooms. Start voting now. Put your votes in the chat. Let us know which team you preferred. We're going to give a few seconds for those votes to be tallied. And we're going to check in with Dr. Voice one more time. Dr. Voice, is there any other news you want to share with us tonight?
Why, news? Why, there's vague news, as I'm sure many of our watchers and listeners will want to know what we're going to do when it's time to reopen. And of course, the prospect of reopening is incredibly exciting to everyone, and the rules involving reopening are changing slightly every day. So a great way to find out about when and how we reopen is by following us on Facebook.com. Oh, I brought it back around to social media. That's
I didn't see that coming.
But honestly, we are looking into it a lot.
Yes, we are, and we are planning to reopen at some point in the near future. When we are able to do so, we want you to be the first to know. So please join us on social media, friend us on Facebook. We have no friends. All right, and Dr. Voice,
yes.
Which team received more votes from our loyal fans tonight?
This was incredibly close, Mark. I'm talking 1 vote away from winning. But your winner of the head-to-head, not head-to-head, the team choice round game was your Dendrites.
The Dendrites received 5 points. So, Dr. Voice, what's the score now?
The score now is 5 for the Dendrites to 5 for the Sparklers. That's right. The Dendrites tied it up.
All right. So we have a tie score at 5-5. Let's bring both captains to center field one more time. Captain Craig, you now get to challenge the Dendrite team to any head-to-head game of your devising one more time.
I'm thinking Laugh Links.
Laugh Links. You've been challenged to a Laugh Links round. Do you accept?
I certainly do.
All right. Then you can return to your dugout for the game of Laugh Links. What I'm going to need from you guys, first of all, is to type in the chat an unusual word, a very unusual word, one that you probably do not use in day-to-day conversation, maybe one that you only hear about maybe once a year. But please, I'm going to ask that you don't give us an animal, because I don't want an unusual animal, and I don't want a holiday. All right, so don't give me either of those things, all right, because the game will make a little more sense once you see that, all right? Both of those just don't lend themselves well to the game of Laugh Links, in my humble opinion. So we're going to let that word get typed in the chat. We're going to check in with FM in a minute here, and once we have that word, we are going to have all the players turn their backs, and we are going to put that word up here on the screen so all you loyal fans can view what this word is. So, FM, are we ready with that word yet?
Oh, we certainly are.
All right, then I need the players to turn their backs to the screen. Please, everybody, please turn around and keep your backs to the screen until we have gotten all of our suggestions from our loyal fans. All right, I assume you're sharing that word with Dr. Voice at this point, and he can put it up here on our screen for us all to see. All right, we want to see it, but the players are not allowed to see this word. So that is our word now. So what I need from you guys in the chat, as you're looking at that word, give me as many words as you can think of that you associate with this word here. All right, so these will be our clue words. All right, so words that you would use maybe in context with this term, or maybe something that this term reminds you of another word, a similar word, something like that. Put that in the chat there. We're going to try and get a nice long list, hopefully around 9 or 10 words that all relate to this term that you are looking at. So everybody should be typing that in right now. We're going to give you some time to collect that, and we're going to check in. You know what? Can we remove the word from the screen?
Yes, I just did.
All right, thank you very much. Let's have Captain Kittleson turn around here. All right, so Captain Kittleson, we're going to meet Captain Kittleson right now here. And Captain Kittleson, first of all, how long have you been playing Comedy Sports with us in a professional capacity?
About 3.5 years now.
3.5 years. All right, so Captain Kittleson's been with us 3.5 years. In those 3.5 years, you probably haven't had a chance to ask him any question at all. You're also not going to have that opportunity right now. But Captain Kittleson is going to share with you guys a little known fact about himself. Captain Kittleson, what is that little known fact?
The little known fact is that I'm really bad at keeping anything clean, so that my apartment is always messy at all times. Always.
Ew.
All right, that was little known, probably in terms of how much company you have come over and seen your apartment. But thank you very much for sharing that. Everybody give Captain Kittleson a round of applause, a wave of the fingers, show your appreciation in the chat. That was a confessional moment. That was probably hard. And Captain Kittleson, you can turn back around there. Hopefully we've gotten enough time to get a nice long list from our field manager. Do you have that list yet, FM? Or are you still working on collating our list from our loyal fans?
Yes, I've got a whole bunch of words, and I'm now putting them in a list, and I'm sending them off to our wonderful Mr. Voice.
All right, so Dr. Voice is now getting a copy of this list. I believe we can have the players turn around at this time. FM, correct me if I'm mistaken on that.
No, they can turn around all they want. They could even do a double turn if they'd like.
Oh, just a half turn, 180. You can do 540, I suppose, but let's not make it too fancy. All right, so we now have a nice long list of words. Now, the game of Laugh Links, what's going to happen is you're going to see a very short series, or a series of very short scenes. That's how I want to say it. They're going to last approximately 20 seconds. We're going to try and hold it to 20 seconds as best we can. Each scene will take place between one Dendrite and one Sparkler player. So these are two-person scenes. They're very short, and they're going to be about one of the clue words that you have provided to us that relate to our key word. Now, if any of the players in any of the scenes actually says what our key word is, the game will stop right at that point, and the team saying that word will get a bonus 2 points. After which point, we are going to come to you guys, and you as an audience are going to once again vote on which team you thought did a better job in the round of Laugh Links. You can use whatever criteria you want. Who is continually closer to the clue and maybe didn't get all the way there, or maybe you can award the team that did get the clue another 5 points. Or you can use the team that you thought was funnier, or the team with higher specific gravity. I don't care what criteria you use, but you will vote for one team over the other, and the team with the most votes will receive 5 points, or they will receive 5 points. All right, so we now have a nice long list here. We're going to welcome our first 2 players to our virtual playing field, and we are going to put up the first clue. Each scene, once again, will last 20 seconds. So FM and Dr. Voice, do we have our 2 players ready to go? Here we go. These are our first 2 players. Let's get our clue up there.
Our first clue is confused.
All right, so we have 20 seconds for each scene. Players, all the players, are you ready?
Yes!
All right, first 2 players, begin. Tweet.
Hey, little sis.
Yeah, Chi-Chi?
I think that we might be lost in these woods.
Oh, for sure we're lost in these woods. We should get a map or a book or something to help us figure out how to get out of the woods.
Whoa, you think of such great ideas for such a little kid.
I'm a
All right, that's time. That is our 20-second scene. Let's get our next 2 players up, and let's get our next clue up here. So our next clue is there we go.
Bewildered.
All right, 20 seconds. Players, begin. Tweet.
We've both been shepherds out here on this pasture for years. But last night, we lost like 3 sheep. I'm so freaked out.
I was up all night. I know it happened, but
Okay, that's time for our 20-second scene. Let's get our next 2 players up. And our next clue
is speechless.
All right, 20 seconds. Players, begin.
Michael, the debate team is counting on you. You're ready, aren't you?
I'm ready. I am a little nervous, and I'm not sure if everything is going to come out exactly how I planned.
Well, you wrote a really good speech, right?
Yes, I did. I wrote a really good speech. I just forgot it at home, and now I have no idea what I'm going to say.
All right, that's time. That is time for our third scene. Let's get our next two players up. And next clue.
The next clue is dazed.
All right, 20 seconds. Players, begin.
Best friend,
Yes, best friend.
I'm absolutely gobsmacked.
I'm discombobulated.
It's just like, it's like that bus came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I feel like
Wow.
the president.
You basically are the president.
Like
Okay,
I have a
that's
diabetes.
20 seconds. Let's get our next two players up. That was obviously a play to guess the word right there. Let's get our next clue.
The next clue is clueless.
Oh, that's apropos. All right, 20 seconds. Players, begin.
I mean, like, I just think we should skip class all day and just drive around in my convertible, right?
I know I have an outfit to make that happen, friend.
Let me take a look. Ow!
It could be a concussion.
Concussion.
All right, that's time for that 20-second scene. And let's get our next two players up. And our next clue.
The next clue is outraged.
Outraged. 20 seconds. Players, begin.
No, I have had quite enough.
Well, I have had quite enough, and you have been the worst roommate ever.
I don't have any idea about.
I'm honestly flabbergasted.
I'm
That's time, and we got the word clueless. The blue team, the Dendrites, for guessing flabbergasted.
Oh, we guess.
Very well done by all our players, really. And you guys need to start voting right away, red or blue. Which team did you find more creative, more entertaining? Which team was consistently closer? Which team had higher specific gravity? We don't know. Which team do you think bought more grapes over the past year? Whatever criteria you've decided to use, make sure you vote for that team. And we're going to give them a little time to tally the votes. And let's check in with Dr. Boyce. Dr. Boyce, do we have any news about social media or reopening ComedySportz for live in-person shows that we haven't already said?
Well, as a reminder, I have updated the scoreboard before I get into the important news, as the Dendrites did get 5 bonus points for guessing the word flabbergasted, which is very exciting. And as far as news about reopening, both for our workshops, our live shows, perhaps our applied improv workshops that you can go to cszmke.com right now to find out more about, the news that we have is that we have no news. Right now. We thought we would have some news one day, but then the next day we didn't have any news. So you'll have to follow us over on Facebook.com. And then when we have news, we'll share the news. We'll click the share button, and then you could like. Or I think it's thumbs up still, or it might be a like. Oh, I don't know.
All right, thank you, Dr. Boyce. I feel like we're getting more cryptic as we go, actually. And I apparently looked at the scoring upside down and only was thinking to award 2 points, but we've awarded 5 points to the Dendrite team for guessing the word. But we have another 5 points coming for which team received more votes. So which team got more votes from our loyal fans for the round of Laugh Links?
Why? As it turns out, the winner of the audience vote is also the Dendrites, which means they've pulled ahead in a real big way.
Yeah, that is a big surge for the Dendrite team. So let's bring the captains to center field one more time. Captain Craig, you found yourself in a hole. That last challenge did not work out so well. So you get to issue the last chance challenge and challenge the Dendrite team to any head-to-head game to close this evening's match.
Letters from camp is what I'm thinking.
Okay, you've been challenged to a letters from camp. Do you accept, Captain Kittleson?
Of course I do.
Okay, so for the game of letters from camp, what's going to happen is the players will be up here telling you a series of jokes. These jokes follow a standard format, and the format is basically they're writing a letter home from like a summer camp. They're saying, "Dear Mom or Dad," or whoever they want to write to, "Thank you for sending me to blank camp punchline." All right, you guys are going to fill in the blanks with different suggestions that we're going to get from you guys, and the players will provide the punchlines. So right away, what I'd like to go with, first of all, give me an unusual occupation. One more time, let's get an unusual occupation in the chat. We had gravedigger earlier. That was an excellent suggestion. Let's get something similar to that. An example of a good letters from camp joke might be, "Dear Mom, thank you so much for sending me to banana camp. I'm sorry that I have to split." All right.
Oh.
That's the form of that joke. They are pun achievement games. So if they were good puns as judged by me and my vast reservoir of comedy knowledge, I will give a little toot on the whistle, and the team that told it will receive 3 points. So each one will be worth 3 points. If I thought it was bad as judged by me, I will go, and neither team will receive points. Dr. Voice, can you keep track of the points for me?
3 points per pun. The math checks out.
All right, very good. So these are worth 3 points apiece. I will be cued in from the team members who will be writing. If they have a joke to tell, I will call on them and give them the floor to tell the joke at that time. Let's check in with FM. Do we have our first occupation?
Oh, we certainly do. Sarah gave us toy maker.
Toy maker. All right. The next thing I would like is something that you would do outside, but is not a sport. All right. So a non-sporting activity. We have toy maker. I believe that was correct. I already forgot.
Yes.
All right. So we have toy maker camp for our first round. Players, both teams, are you ready?
Yes.
And begin. Sarah.
Your Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Toy Maker Camp. I got reprimanded on the beach and sent back to my cabin because my suit was too slinky.
Julie.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to Toy Maker Camp. The food is so good. Every day, I'm just so stuffed.
Alicia.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Toy Maker Camp, but I haven't made any friends here. All the time I just sit around by my elf.
Deborah.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Toy Maker Camp. My entire cabin went out in the woods and did something really naughty, and then we all swore ourselves to secrecy, but you're my parents, so I'm a tell.
Michael.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Toy Maker Camp. Also, thank you for stopping on the way to get a burger at Jack in the Box.
Liv.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to Toy Maker Camp. All of the boys love me, but I told them I'm not here to play games.
All right, let's switch it up. I think everybody actually got a shot in that first round. Let's get one of those outdoor activities, if we can.
Definitely. We have Planting a Garden by Brandon.
Okay, so we have garden camp, all right, or planting camp, whichever direction you guys want to go. I believe we've also asked for some animals and some food as well. So keep typing those in the chat. But now we have planting camp or garden camp. And let's begin with Julie.
Dearest Mother and Father, I'm writing to you from garden camp, for I fear you may not see me again. The counselors were nice at first, but now they seem very seedy.
Sarah.
Hey, Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to planting camp. I really dig it.
Deborah.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to gardening camp. My entire cabin and I went into the woods and did something very naughty. And we all swore ourselves to secrecy, but you're my parents, so I'm going to give you the dirt.
Alicia.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to gardening camp. Except it's hard to find the bathroom at night, and I wet my bed, and now everyone calls me Sprinkler.
Liv?
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to garden camp. Unfortunately, I have a very sad nickname. They call me Ho.
Michael?
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to gardening camp. However, I'm the only one here. You left me all a gnome.
All right, Sarah, sorry.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to gardening camp. I'm afraid you're going to be mad at me, though. I was at the beach today and I lost my beach trowel.
Julie?
Oh.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to gardening camp and giving me that primer on how nasty the little boys can be. There's one named Timmy who's always chasing after me. He's such a rake.
All right, let's switch it up again. Let's get one of those animals, all right?
Yes, I'll give you two of them, Mark. Fish and ferret.
Fish and ferret camp. All right, so fish camp, ferret camp, or maybe fish and ferret camp, depending on how frisky you guys feel to be alliterative here. All right, let's start with Sarah.
Mom and Dad, I don't much like ferret camp. It stinks.
Julie.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks so much for sending me to fish camp. I'm definitely coming back. I'm hooked.
Michael.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to fish camp. But we all decided that we don't like it here. Trust me, I took a poll.
Liv.
Dear Mom and Dad, thank you for sending me to fish camp. I've become very popular as I am the clown.
Alicia.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to fish camp. I know you felt a little weird about sending me to sleepaway camp, but it's super fun. You don't need to feel guilty.
Julie.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to ferret camp. It really was good for me this summer. I'm sorry I tried to weasel out of it.
Sarah.
Dear Mom and Dad, thanks for sending me to fish camp. I really like it, for real.
Deborah.
Dear Joe and Marlene, I call you by your first names now. Thank you for sending me to fish camp. Hopefully next year, you can upgrade me and I can go to Grateful Dead camp.
Okay, that's time. Letters from camp. I like that. I'm gonna think about that one for a while. So, very good job. Give both teams a round of applause, a wave of the fingers, show your appreciation in the chat. And thank you very much for joining us for another fun-filled extravaganza on a Friday night with a free Comedy Sports show. And let's also give a round of applause or a thank you to our FM field manager, Mr. Mike Kauth, and Dr. Voice, Mr. Jack Packard. They did an excellent job keeping things running behind the scenes and reminding us to check out our social media on Facebook to find out when we're going to be reopening. So keep that handy and check back frequently so you can be there right away when we open the doors again and welcome you back, and we can all sit down after one of these shows and have a drink together at the bar or something like that. So we are, of course, very excited and eager to be back doing live shows in person again. So thank you very much for joining us one more time, and let's go to Dr. Voice. Dr. Voice, what's that final score? Everybody else, wherever you're at, just start drumming on something. Find something to drum, wrap your hands on it repeatedly until your hands get sore.
Well, Mark, with all those points for puns, I feel like we've broken the scoreboard, but with a score of 38 to 48, the winner of this match is your Dendrites.
The Dendrites win.
That's right. The Dendrites win. Far more puns, so far more points calculated. But don't worry, sparklers, you're not going home empty-handed. Let's say goodbye to Liv. Liv, let's see what you won. Why, you won a little dinosaur ceramic thing. Now you know what a dinosaur looks like. Bye, Liv. And Alicia, let's see what you won. Why, it's a leprechaun. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Alicia. And Sarah, you're going home with a chicken hat. Of course you are. That's a lovely chicken hat. Thanks, Sarah. Now you're winning Dendrites. Deborah, you get to win a poster of Duran. Oh, it's a calendar of Duran Duran. Now you can be hungry like the wolf all night long. And Julie, you've won a TARDIS pillow. Doctor Who? I'm not saying. And Michael Kittleson, the winning captain, you win a bottle of spray canola oil. You won't be sticky anymore. Bye, Michael. And of course, our referee, Mark the Biscuit Redlick, you win 2 figures, one larger, one smaller. It might be a parent and a child for all I know, or it's something else. In any case, goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for coming. We appreciate you watching. Yay. Yay.